Hello, welcome to Tales of the Odd. Ready for a wild adventure? Sayali gives Zaoyu her second-hand slippery shoes. She took the chance to have Zaoma take her out for a stroll, promising to keep an eye on the birthday cake at home, vowing it won't turn into a charred rock. But once Zaoyu and the others stepped out, Sayali spotted the Warren's storage room and, despite the danger, no entry sign, she boldly reached for the door like a true explorer. Turns out the Warrens had locked this door extremely tight without a key. She might as well forget Mars. Left with no choice, Sayali pondered at the doorway, ultimately deciding to raid the Warrens' office like a pirate searching for keys. But after a thorough search, she found nada, like trying to fish a needle from the Jincha River totally at a dead end. With her full unlocking spirit, Sayali finally obtained the keys of Blessed by the Universe, and she rushed to the storage room door. Unlocking this is like a joke. Once inside the storage room, she was captivated by the bizarre treasures from around the world. She never considered that her actions could unleash a disaster after all. These were no second-hand shop finds. After a little tour, Sayali pulled out a photo of her and her dad, calling out to the quirky items, "If you can hear me, give me a sign." After waiting for a while, the room remained silent. Looks like everything those newspapers wrote was all a hoax. Just as Sayali was about to leave, suddenly she heard a sound behind her. Annabelle toppled out of the glass case with a thud, grabbing her attention. Despite the "do not open" sign, her curiosity prevailed, and she boldly unlocked the cabinet. At that moment, the oven upstairs blared an alarm. Oh no, the cake was burnt. Sayali couldn't think twice. She dashed out, leaving Annabelle behind, totally forgetting to lock her up. By the time Sayoma returned, the cake was charcoal. She had to reorder. Just as she hung up, the doorbell rang. Someone outside seemed frantic, banging on the door. Sayali's heart was racing. She dared not open the door without caution, asking a few times but got no reply, ready to make her escape. Just then, a little girl's voice came from outside asking, "Is Annabelle home?" But Sayoma had no idea who Annabelle was. She opened the door and said, "Little girl, you might have the wrong house." To her surprise, the girl burst into giggles. Nothing special happened, so Sayoma ignored it and went back to the spring rolls at Zaius. But then Sayali felt something was off. She could swear she saw her late dad standing eerily still in Zaius' living room. Ignoring Zaius' puzzled stare, Sayali dashed into the room, thinking her dad was hiding in the storage. She searched high and low but found no trace of her father. Could he have scampered off to the storage room? Just as she went to the office for the keys, Sayoi suddenly spotted the Snow Bride passing by the stairs. She nervously followed her, ready to push open the bedroom door, only to find Annabelle chilling in a rocking chair. But before Sayoi could enter, the door mysteriously slammed shut. Was this a haunted house effect? When she opened the door again, Annabelle had vanished, and Sayoi found a note on the ground that read, "Miss me yet?" Just as Sayoi was puzzled, the closet rattled with a jingle, and the crucifix fell from the wall, sending her into a panic. While she could see some oddities before, this time it scared the wits out of her. She saw the Snow Bride rushing towards her and screamed as she picked up the crucifix. Little Zaomi downstairs heard her scream and dashed upstairs, only to find Zaoi curled up in a corner, looking like she'd just faced a horror movie. Zaomi asked what happened, and Zaoi slowly revealed that she, too, had the ability to see things others could not. Zaomi seemed to understand and comforted her, saying that ghosts, just like people, aren't all bad. She encouraged Zaoi not to be frightened by these entities, and soon they were back downstairs, studying the Warren's history like detectives. Sayomai became curious about a case of a person with coins over their eyes and asked Sayali what that was about, but Sayali looked utterly confused. Fortunately, Sayoi chimed in and explained that it was an ancient ritual of placing coins over the deceased's eyes as a fare for guiding their soul. The deceased wouldn't be sent to hell this way. Suddenly, Sayoma felt that being there wasn't right and decided to take her friends out. But just then, the doorbell rang again. Sayoma stepped out to find her crush Sayashura waiting at the door. Though they hadn't officially met, they were drawn to each other from the brief daytime encounter. Yet they hadn't even had a chance to flirt. Their sweet conversation was interrupted by a delivery guy, plus the Warrens had clearly stated no males could enter. Thus, Sayashua had no choice but to leave, returning to the house where Sayoi was happily munching on takeout alone, enjoying her entertainment time. Suddenly, the TV turned off on its own and Sayori realized the remote was missing, panicking and searching everywhere. After a long search, she found the remote under the sofa. As she bent down to grab it, she discovered Annabelle staring right at her. She sprang up and called for Sayori, but to her surprise, Sayori and Sayori were coming in with a cake, instantly lightening the mood. After finishing the cake and letting out a satisfied burp, Sayori got ready for bed when suddenly a toss drumming floated up from downstairs, leaving the girls stunned. Who's having a midnight jam session? They ran to the window and found Sayori hadn't left yet, serenading them from outside. The shadow looked adorable on the curtains, whispering sweet nothings for years. What a heartthrob. Tomorrow I will leave. Those words struck heartbreak in Sayori's heart, and she wanted to dash out for a kiss. But just when she hurriedly left the window, Sayori noticed a thick cloud of fog rolling in. Was it really monsters making an appearance? When Sayori came downstairs, Sayori was nowhere to be seen, leaving her disappointed. Men surely couldn't be trusted. Well, I don't want to deal with him anymore, he's no fun. Sayori suggested that Sayori might as well stay here overnight. But the Warrens will definitely be mad. Sayori worriedly replied, afraid of the scolding that would ensue. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow our humorous adventures. The next tale is going to be even more exciting.